So, with the recent chapters of Black Clover, Chapter 372 and 373 currently out, with the conclusion of Noelle's fight at the moment, one thing that I completely forgot about with my last two Black Clover videos in terms of how many fights are left and how many chapters there are until the Black Clover story ends, one character has eluded me, and I think a lot of people in the fanbase, until you really stop and think about it more, and that's Adramelech. This demon, this devil, has been out of the story since the start of the final arc of the series, since the start of the final saga, after his discussion with Lucius and trying to push back Yuno at the start of the arc, right before Lucius just appeared and tried to kill Asta and started with the Paladins. He has been gone from the story for so many chapters, and I have no idea what he's doing, and I'm not sure what Tapata is cooking up with this character, but I'm going to speculate on it. But before we jump into things, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. And if you want to support the channel more directly, go and become a patron on my Patreon. For just $2 a month, you get access to my patron-only Discord server, early access to videos up to a week early that aren't chapter review videos, and other details where you can recommend me stuff to review. And I'm currently setting up stuff for potential live readings or watch parties on a bi-weekly basis once I get things figured out for that. You also get your name at the end of videos starting in September, and you can potentially get a shout out at the end of the video. I'm planning to make the Patreon and the Discord server as fun and as engaging as possible to make it worth your while. And also, if you want, go and use my referral link down below for Advanced GG and use my code GreekWeeb10 to get up to 15% off at checkout for some really nice supplements, shakers, and thermoses from Advanced GG. Really great flavors for focus, energy, and just straight up hydration. You will really enjoy it. Now with that out of the way, on with the video. Adramelech. What exactly is he up to? Because when we got introduced to him, it was during the Spade Invasion arc, when he ended up coming out from the Tree of Qliphoth, right after Lucifero was beginning to manifest. And he essentially just stood there and did nothing, ignored Lucifero's orders, and just more or less just watched everything occur until Asta and everybody managed to defeat Lucifero, and he grabbed the heart of 50% Lucifero. And later down the road, he gave it to Lucius after he was confronted with Damnatio at the very end of that arc and before the start of the final arc. And things start off with this final arc with Lucius seemingly in the underworld defeating Lucifero's main body and devouring his heart and gaining his magical power. Now, the other half of Lucifero's heart, chances are it was also given to Lucius so that he would have 100% of Lucifero's power. But here's my question. Why is Adramelech working with Lucius, and why is he still a devil, at least at the last point that we saw him, before anything happened? Why didn't Lucius just purify him into, let's say, a paladin or an angel, like he did with some other of the devils from the underworld, or turned him into power for one of his paladins? That is my question, and the thing that me and many others have come to the conclusion of is that Adramelech has probably come to some sort of agreement with Lucius, helping him gain access to Lucifero's heart and set his plan in motion, and perhaps in turn, Lucius would help Adramelech with something else. And my question is, what could Adramelech want from this? What could Adramelech really gain from helping out Lucius and taking out the king of the underworld? Now, the first thing that comes to mind is perhaps Adramelech himself wants to rule the underworld, be number one, and rule the rest of the devils. That is one possibility, and perhaps since he wasn't strong enough to really stand up to Lucifero himself, Lucius came to him, perhaps in a devil-binding ritual for all we know, and came to him with a proposition. Help me gain Lucifero's heart by following this plan through my time magic manipulation that will probably get to this future, and I will promise you to not only have the power, but the authority to rule over the demons of the underworld. Or you will be reborn as a powerful being that will help rule over this grand new world with everlasting life that I am going to create. Like, I did some pretty brief research on him and like demonology and stuff like that, which I'm not a big fan of looking into stuff like that, but One aspect that is interpretations of Adramelech is that he's a schemer and has greater ambitions than Satan himself, so perhaps Adramelech, throughout his time in the Demon Realm, perhaps wanted to actually surpass and take down the King of the Devils, but due to his ranking in the Tree of Qliphoth, being the second layer and all that, not being strong enough, perhaps didn't have the opportunity or the power to take down Lucifero himself. So when Lucius came up to him with a proposition, most likely thinking that he would be the most likely one to cooperate in his plans after seeing Asta in a potential future defeating Lucifero while manipulating things, Adramelech came in, took Lucifero's heart, and gave it to Lucius as a sign of their deal being 100% confirmed, and Adramelech helping Lucius in the future. Now, Adramelech being gone right now, in the story, could play into this. Perhaps Adramelech is currently ruling the underworld, maybe getting a second layer of enemies for the Clover Kingdom to face, or Adramelech was turned into something else due to Lucius's soul, body, blood, and bone magic to change up Adramelech and who he is, and perhaps even give him some more power. Perhaps even a piece of Lucifero as a sign of good faith. I doubt that he gave the second half of Lucifero's heart to Adramelech to give him gravity magic, but that is a possibility. Highly doubt it though. Lucius uses abilities to create a body for Adramelech and essentially transform him into something else. Perhaps a paladin, or be a true blue angel, or perhaps a seraphim, which are biblically accurate, incredibly high-ranking angels. And perhaps that is what Adramelech is going to be reintroduced in with the story, with the fully revealed version of what Adramelech's magic is, based off of Adramelech's appearance. Perhaps has to do with poisons, maybe slime, but I'm going more towards poison. And it would also fit with the fact that he has greater ambition in terms of other portrayals, more so than Satan, and perhaps even be a schemer. So poisoning others would fit into, if that is the interpretation of Adramelech that Tabata is planning to go for. So being able to use poison magic would fit as well. And for all we know, Adramelech is just Lucius' second in command, or just someone waiting in the wings to take care of, let's say, Yuno, while Lucius decides to actually fully take care of Asta in the future. Adramelech is definitely a character that I completely forgot about, and the possibilities are definitely endless for what this could have for the repercussions of the story, and see how long to go for. I do think Adramelech's going to make his appearance just being like maybe a gatekeeper for Lucius' main body, perhaps holding off Asta and Yuno, or just Yuno while Asta faces Lucius, and give Yuno a hard time. Mainly because Yuno is still not at 100% after fighting multiple Lucius clones and angels and keeping his mana zone at this moment still fully active, which is nerfing everybody else in the area and stopping Lucius from using his time magic. So perhaps Adramelech could be somebody meant as a last resort to deal with Yuno until his mana zone runs out, or like Black Clover fans and Black Clover YouTuber Broko has essentially stated before in a previous video, perhaps Lucius is probably trying to use his new Tree of Holy Light to overwrite and take control of the mana zone in the process of trying to rewrite things, and thus make that ability fall under Lucius's control. That would be pretty interesting as well. And it'd be pretty cool if Adramelech also got a secondary magical attribute, like if he ate the heart of a devil that was also around his rank or even higher thanks to Lucius to give him a powerful ability. Perhaps wind magic like Yuno's, or maybe sword magic. There's a whole different variety if Lucius is planning to give actual power to Adramelech, make him a paladin, make him something else other than a devil if that's a possibility, or keep him as a devil and just give him more power with his soul magic by taking the power of another devil that was stronger than Adramelech and give it to Adramelech as a show of good faith for helping him out with his grand plans. There is a lot of speculation to go into in terms of Adramelech, but I do think he's waiting in the wings to make his appearance to essentially stop Yuno and Asta, maybe hold back Yuno to increase Lucius's chances of winning at the end of the day and make things more guaranteed. Again, these are all just speculations on my part on what's going on with Adramelech. For all I know, I can be entirely wrong, and there's always a chance that Tabata just killed him off screen and turned him into a paladin for somebody else, gave his ability to somebody else. I highly doubt that, because Tabata is pretty good at bringing in characters and making them relevant for the story and keeping their open plot threads to come back for the future, as Adramelech has been pretty important and has been in the background since the end of the Spade Invasion arc, so there's a whole lot to consider with Adramelech. But what did you guys think? How do you feel about Adramelech's future in the story and where he's at right now? What's he scheming? What's his role? What's the Lucius's plan for Adramelech in the future, and how and when will he appear? Leave your thoughts, opinions, and theories in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. I hope you guys are liking the Black Clover content. I'm going to try and keep it going as much as I possibly can in between each of these chapters. So, look forward to more. With all that said and done, I hope you all have an awesome day.